Good evening, everybody. To be free, I am flying. Good evening, everybody. We'll see where this chat takes us. It could take us anywhere. We've got a 7-inch vinyl going on here. That's why you can hear so much crackling. So sorry for that, but for the old school people, they will appreciate that. It'd be nice to have an open conversation tonight about what people think about the trans community, the LGBT, whatever, blah blah plus community, and how people's perceptions of the whole thing is. Do you feel that it's all one system, or do you feel that everyone's got a story to tell? Hi Elsaid, welcome to the show. I'm still working on your bike, Sid. I've just started working on it. I bought the top fairing for it and all that, but I've opened the tank and now I have to deal with the rust in the tank. There's actually a lot of rust in the tank, so I've got to deal with that. So it's only going to put the bike behind a little bit. But I'm actually thinking about insuring the camper and the bike rather than the car and the bike, or the car and the camper. So I'm trying to discard my car really, but there's certain things I need it for. Well, I'll work it out. But you're the best, Sid. You're the one that's been there and helped me in a need, and you have actually lifted me up to another level, because I just saw my life as a 62-year-old person not progressing, and you've just tipped that for me, and I really appreciate that. I mean that. Yeah, I really appreciate that. But I bought the top fairing for it. I couldn't get an original. Well, I could, but they're just... If I'm going to go down the track and smash that bike up, I don't want to start getting original stuff. But it's going to be a time where I'm going to just want that bike on the road. But that bike will go on the track. I just bought a load of coils for it as well, because I thought I'm not going to try and sort the problem out like individually. So I thought I'm going to go for a full set of coils. I bought the coils for it. I've got to change them over, but the weather's so shit here. I just can't be bothered to go out now. But I bought a set of coils. I bought the top fairing for it. I've got to buy a front tyre. Once I get that front tyre, because I've even bought a tyre, like where you get the tyre off, like a tyre extractor. I bought that as well. So once I get that tyre and put that on, all the other bits will just fall into place quickly. I'm trying to get a decor, because the paint job you've done on it, which is very good, by the way, it's not very feminine. So I've tried to clean up the chrome bits, and I'm trying to get a decor set that suits my personality, but they're over £100 and I don't want to get it wrong. And then once I started looking at the decor stuff, I started thinking, hang on, is this matte paint job up to the standard to just put over £100 worth of stickers on? So I've ended up buying paint as well, and it just goes on and on and on. I mean, I'm never going to get to this bike to standard, but I will get this bike to how I like to look at it. And I appreciate you for that, because you kind of give me a blank canvas. If it was blue, original blue, blah blah blah, whatever, I would have probably insulted you for giving it away, because that stuff you can't give away. But because it's black, I'm gonna give it that little, je ne sais quoi. But yeah, so I'm working on the bits. I'm getting now. I've actually made an arch out. I want you to see this when I make it live, Elsid. Actually, I've made an arch out of a trampoline where I'm hoping I can lift the whole bike up, so I don't have to buy bike stands and all that to work on the wheels. So if that works, that's going to save me a lot of money, because all I need, which is what I've got, is the ratchets you get on a lorry when you strap down your load. If I use one of them over the arch of the trampoline that I've redesigned, I should be able to lift the whole bike off the floor and take the wheels off, which is what I want to do, because the one thing that really annoys me about that bike is you sprayed the swinging arm black, and it looks so much better original. So I want to get that off, clean all that up. I've done most of it, but I just need to clean the rest of it up, and then I'll put that on, get the other bits on, and I'll probably do a couple of lives on the road, but I need to get myself a GoPro. That's it. I need to get myself a GoPro so that I could cut lives like, and then I'm going to go on the track. And if we like the track stuff, I'll carry on doing it. But if not, it's just something that I said I was going to do and I've done, because I love track days. I really love track days. Yeah, I've got one stand. I've got one stand, Elsie, but the problem is you can't use the stands to take the rear wheel off. You have to get one of the jacks that lifts the whole bike up, so you can take. Look, I've got a stand where I could take the wheel off, but I need to take the swinging arm off, and I need to take the forks off. But to do that, you've got to jack the whole body up. You can't lift it up by the bottom of the forks, or you can't lift it up by the swinging arm. You have to lift it up by the frame of the bike, which is what I've made. And if it works, I won't ever need the things that you're talking about, because I've already got one of them. But if I jack the back wheel up where I can take the tire off, I still can't take the swinging arm off, which is what I want to take off. So yeah, but I appreciate that. I will be getting a set of them eventually, just to do the tire change. But at the moment, I need to jack the whole thing up to get the swinging arm off and the forks, because they're all black, and I need to. I don't need to, but I want to get them back to their original colour, because eventually I'm going to get the blue fairing, but I'm gonna fancy the one up that I've got, because bits of it are pattern now. So yeah, and I appreciate that OEM parts are so much more important than patent parts, but patent parts work when you go on the track. But I'm gonna. Do you know what? I've read so many reviews about the R6, right, that I can't believe that I haven't had one in the past, because I've actually raced an R6 with a ZX 400 on a track, but my ZX 400 was tuned up, and I had so much fun racing an R6. and I never even thought, God, if I was on that bike, I could do so much more, because my bike at that time was, after I tuned it up, was 86 brake horsepower. When you're talking, an R6 is over 100, well over 100. And I was having fun with an R6. So I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had 1100, I've had 900s, I've had big car. I've had a Corvette Stingray. I've had a not great, but back in the day, a BM 323i. That was a fucking great. So I've had powerful stuff, but I mean, there's so much about this R6 that I'm really excited about getting on it. I really am excited about getting on it. And it's going to happen this year. I'm going to make it happen because the money's there. It's just that I have to black the boat this year, get the camper van moved, and do track days and get the bike done, obviously. But I'm going to do it all this year. I know I am. I'm bursting to get out of this boat. But anyway, my title tonight was about the transgender stuff. Is it safe to talk about transgender stuff? Yeah, I'm hearing that. And they're really good top end as well, aren't they, Sid? They're really good top end. I mean, you would know. You've been on it. You've been on it a lot, I should imagine. Being chased a lot and chasing a lot. But like, I've had other bikes where the power is there from bottom to top. But when I hear about how like this R6 is and how rapid it is when it hits that power band, the first power band, not the second power band, it's just, well, I just can't wait to try it out. I think I'm going to end up coming off of it, to be fair. But if that's on the track, I'm happy with that because I like to push the boundaries. Yeah, respect to you, man. I'm surprised you done all that with a number plate on the back as well. Do you know what? If I had the balls to do that, right? Because I am a really good rider on the track, but I've got no confidence at all when I get on the road. I just ain't, because I see everything, and it's like what you see on the track and what you see on the road is completely different. And I've got the balls to stick my neck out on a track, but I've come off so many times on the road. I just think, fuck that. Roads are just shit, absolute shit. They really are. They're all right if you're going at normal speed and you've got 4 tyres, but you know what I mean? Fuck that. But the thing is, though, I've never had racetrack tyres on a road, so I don't. Do you know what? I've always had the really shit Michelin or Avlon or Avon tyre. Like, I've had really shit tyres on my bike. And when you look at bikes now compared to back in the day when I used to drive like a lunatic or ride like a lunatic, it's like, fucking hell, what I would do on a bike now, I'd probably kill myself. I literally think I would. Because the grip I had then I thought was great. But like, I was taught how to ride a bike wrong really early in my bike days. Yeah, I think I might still have that small plate. I've put the big plate on because I want to try and make it all legal, and then just open it up. Havlon, Havlon, yeah, Havlon, yeah. Fucking, that was like bricks, really, weren't they? Until the sun got on them, they was like rock hard. I used to drive like right cunt on them tyres. I had an RD 200. I was illegal and everything, and it's like back then you just don't think of like stuff that you think about now. But it's funny because like when you come out at the other side of it, you've only got to find in a couple of points and you just move on with your life, didn't you? But like when you haven't got that, it really plays on your mind. Oh, I'll get pulled over. Oh, they're going to do this and do that. It's like, yeah, you've got a couple of points of the fine and you move on. Yeah. It makes you shit yourself. Points seem to be a lot more problematic these days. I don't know. You get so many points and you're off the road. Anyway, does anyone want to have a conversation? In fact, I didn't put the link out, have I? Does anyone want to have a conversation about this? The way this trans movement's going, the LGBT community is going, or do we want to have a debate about it? Because I am trans, but I don't believe a lot of shit what's going on. I really don't. What's going on there? Hang on. I'm trying to put the thing up, the link. I'm sure was it that or that? Was it that? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, I'll put the link up there. Here we go. If anyone wants to come on. Because I just hi Chantel. Welcome to the show. Yeah, I just think like there's two sides to this trans movement stuff. And it's all getting moulded into one. God, you've gone to bed early then, haven't you, Chantel? Was Jake feeling Randy? Did I say that right? Should we put a record on? I've got a record here. Look, right, here we go. Look, it's a vinyl, so it can be all scratchy and shit, but like that's what we love here. Hey, who's sailing?
I am sailing
Nice.
home again, across the sea. I am sailing stormy waters to be near you, to be free.
Tell them
I
what.
am flying, I am flying like a bird across the sky. I am flying, passing by to be with you, to be free. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Through the dark night of day, I am dying, forever flying to be with you. Who can say? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Through the dark night of day, I am flying, forever flying to be with you. Who can say?
Well, that was all right, wasn't it, eh? Hey, take that off of there. A little bit of crackling for you. Get that for nothing. Yeah, do you know what? I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like I have to come on here to prove that, like, I don't know. It's like this LBGTQ plus blah blah bullshit. Fuck off, you're a cunt. I'm not. Stuff, right? Angers me because I try and get on with my life, right? I personally, listen, I ain't been trained forever, but I feel like I'm part of old school, right? I just want to get on with my life and do me, right? But we've got all this fucking LGBT fucking bullshit cunt community shit going on that it disrupts my life because I'm struggling to just move on and be a normal citizen with the issues that I've got, and then we've got these fucking pricks out here that think they know it all and put you down. Listen, half we use backward people always talk about, oh, yeah, but you use the ladies' toilets. What do you expect a transgender woman to do when she's got boobs and a vagina? Do you expect her to go in the men's toilets because the system has created these monsters that want to end up in the women's toilet? It's fucking disgusting when we've got to. It's disgusting because I don't feel safe in the men's toilets, but I don't want to go in the women's toilets because of the way that everyone's acting. Because I don't know there's twisted cunts out there that will do all this shit just to get to the kids and the women. I don't know that. All I know is that I'm genuine and I just want to go to the toilet. So, but what I'll try and do is I'll always to to suit everyone else. I'll always try and go out of my way and not well make sure that I don't get caught short and need to go to the toilet, or if I'm in a pub, because I find that I do use the toilets in a pub, in the women's toilets, a lot more than um, the situation that turns up where I might need to use a public toilet. Because even as a male, when I was a male, I would think twice about going in the men's toilets because they're dirty and stink. They're disgusting. But now I've transitioned. I can't even go in the ladies' toilets, and there's no way I'm going in the men's toilets. No way in the world. But what I'm willing to do is, if anyone feels uncomfortable, I'll go in the disabled toilets, or I will wait till there's no one in the ladies' toilet, because there's no way in the world you would ever get me in a man's toilets the way I feel and the way I am, with the assets I've got that men only think about. Not all men, I grant you that. I'm not going to put all men in the same boat, because there are some really humble, nice men out of there where they kind of think like women, whereas sex doesn't come into play until it's played with, if you get what I'm saying. What's going on? No, it's I don't say that like it. Yeah. Is Chaz here? Why are you saying Chaz? I thought, is Chaz in the chat? Let me just have a look. How do I do that? I ain't got a touch screen on my laptop. What a cunt. I used to have a touch screen. It really fucks you up when you have one of them. Do you know that? Well, if Chaz is in the chat, welcome, Chaz. If he's not, like, you know what I mean? El said you need to sort your brain out if you're imagining people are in here. Oh, I can't get to the bottom of the chat now. Hang on. Oh, here we go. What? Oh, okay. Oh, right. Okay. Well, that puts a whole different perspective on everything else, dude. Yeah. But I've got to admit, I just want everyone to know out there that I am fucking angry with the activists and the LGBT community. I can't even say it right because I can't be bothered with the effort in like pronounce. I think it's LGBT. Yeah, the LGBT community. I can't even pronounce it properly because it that is the drama queen of the of the trans community. That that is like, don't go there because that's the tourist side of the trans community. You're never going to get the real side of life. The trans, the LGBTQ plus, blah blah blah, they them shit, fuck you community is bullshit, right? If you're gonna make an assumption or you're gonna assume what a transgender person is, no one first. Yeah? No one first. Because all this fake shit, what I see these days, is harming not just to my community, which I don't believe is a community, because I believe I'm part of the whole system. Just because I've got my way of living, it doesn't mean I'm separate from everyone else. I'm part of the whole system. But if you wanna start giving yourself titles and making yourself look like a cunt, you go ahead. But I would rather be part of the whole system and people accept me for who I am rather than telling everyone, you must call me this, you must say I'm this. The whole trans fucking vocabulary is shit. It's all shit. And don't be scared by it. If you want to call someone a guy, if someone was coming in and call me a guy, I ain't got no problem with it. The only problem I've got is the people that come in here and call me a guy that I've got issues with online, other than that issue. They're the people that piss me off because they say that point and at that moment they say that point, they really feel like they're digging into you. But it shows the shallowness because you don't have to have anything to do with any part of my life. But when you come into my life and you start aggravating me and dictating to me, no, because my transition and everything else, I like to let you experience it, but I don't force it on you. If you want to call me a guy, you call me a guy. I'll go along with it. But at the end of the journey, you will find how stubborn you are. Because I'm not coming to you and saying you should do this and you should do that. No, I'm not doing that. I want to live my life as good as I can at the age I am, rather than trying to impress everyone on now, trying to be the maverick of the internet. Listen, I was born a guy and I live as a girl. Get the fuck over it. Yeah? Get the fuck over it. I bet fucking over 50% of you out there have done worse with the law. I bet you've done worse than that. But yet I'm judged. But that's fine. I go along with it because I'm content. Do you know what? It's like I was watching a guy the other day, right? And he was transgender, but like whatever, not gonna judge. But she was saying, sorry, because like when you transition, I do believe you have to make a little bit of an effort just to try and prove that fact. But she was saying that she was so happy, but she didn't say it with conviction. She didn't say it like she had love in her heart. I have. I can say with my whole soul and my heart that the hoops I've had to jump through and where I am now, I'm just so happy. I'm just like blessed. And that's because like I broke down, but society was there because they pay their taxes. Yeah. And they've made that possible for me to be where I am. And I appreciate that. I really do. Because I could never afford to be where I am now. I just couldn't. Despite the fact that I could build you a house, I could rewire your house, I could fiddle everyone's electric in the land. I can fiddle your electric so you don't pay nothing. I can do all that shit. But when it comes to this technical fucking bullshit, love the world bullshit, lying bullshit, I can't do it. And that's where I failed. Because when I was a kid and I went on the tools, I never went to college. I went on the tools from day one. I had to know what my teacher was asking for from day one. And by the end of the day, you had to get that right. And then you went on the tools. You had all that. You just went through everything. And that is the best way to learn. That is the only thing that the government ever gave this country, was to teach kids hands-on in the classroom how to do a trade. Because even when them kids picked them bricks up and they messed about with that mortar and they made them brick walls, they were still absolute shit when they got on the building site. But they was at a level where a bricklayer could take you and move you on. But now everything's done on paper. So as soon as you get someone that needs to learn a trade, he learns it in the classroom on paper, and he goes to the site, and he's like, "I've had it. I've had roofers given to me that have come out of college, and they're absolute shit. Absolute shit." The best way to learn a trade is get them straight on that fucking site and give them the tea making job, the labouring job, all that shit, and they build up to being a master tradesman. That's what we used to do. But look at us now. We're fighting if a girl's a boy or not. Who cares? Who actually cares out there if I live as a girl or as a boy? Absolutely fucking no one. So why the fuck is the system making this huge thing out of it, which has created an activist fucking piece of shit that's represented us so bad that we're embarrassed. We're fucking embarrassed. Absolutely embarrassed. All you young kids that are getting transitioned are going to regret it in 10 or 20 years' time. You're going to fucking absolutely regret it. And I guarantee that, because you're not of the age where you can make a decision that's that important. You're not. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck if you're the biggest drug dealer in your area and what you say goes. If you transition at a young age, you will regret it in your 20s. I guarantee you that. Even if you get over it and you move on with it, you will have massive regrets. So you need to fucking slow down the shit what you're doing. That's what you need to do. Because I honestly believe that you can't make a judgment call on that before you're 25. And I mean that. 25 should be the legal limit before you decide you transition. Hi, Danny West. Anything under that, you should be held up in court. And I believe that. Because that is not right. It's all right saying, okay, this person's got something wrong with their head, but it's a completely different thing to saying this person's got something wrong with their head, so they need really serious surgery. Let's cut all their genitals off and give them what they want at this age where they can't make decisions. These kids are making decisions at an age where they can't drink, they can't marry, they can't even say a fucking swear word. But yet here they are, they're allowed to make a decision about mutilating their own bodies. Where the fuck does that come from? Where does that come from? That's an agenda on top of the table round the fucking everyone having a table in the house. How many people have got tables in their house now? Right? Because the table, you might think this sounds stupid, but the table was probably one of the most important pieces of kit you can have in your house, because when you cooked dinner or breakfast or anything before all this electronic shit come in, everyone gathered round the table. Whether you agreed or not, it was all resolved around the table. And it's silly things like this that have been eliminated. Even if people have got tables, they don't realise what that table meant years ago. That table in that house was so important because that's where everyone in that family gathered and had a balanced understanding of each other before they grew up and went out into that world on their own. So if anyone wasn't wrong, you could call it out because you know your own family because of that table. You know your own family. Well, yeah, they are, Elsid. But to be fair, whenever I go round someone's house, right, and they've got a table, and like they all sit on the chairs and all that, I always say to them, if you don't mind, I'd rather sit at the table, because that's how I was brought up. Like all us kids sat round the table. All us kids had arguments and resolved them arguments. Like if you don't resolve arguments when they're tiny, because that's very easy to do, it's very hard to resolve them arguments when they get much bigger, because they do, because if they're not resolved when they're tiny, because every argument starts off with a little tiny suggestion or something, and then it gets bigger and bigger. But if everyone sat down and talked about what they thought was right or wrong, everything would be resolved so much quicker. Life's got so much complicated. It really has. Should we put another song on? Shall I have a look at another? Let's have a look at another record, because I've got a little bunch of records here, but these are like ones I ain't really played that much, and I'm not that familiar. But we've got Bob Marley and the Wailers, "Satisfy My Soul." We'll put that on, yeah. I don't know how crackly it is because the whole of the middle is actually mouldy. It's very mouldy. Yeah, but it's very sad the way the world's going. But to be fair, I think men and women have kind of got a balance where they can rein people like me and gay people and trans people, because we'll always have straight normal people that, although I love being trans, I love the fact that I have to keep that level, because normal people have got that level, so why shouldn't I have that level, even though I class myself as a trans woman? That like the two should never like contradict each other. I don't think the world's complicated. I think we just make it complicated. I'm really happy being who I am, but I'm also really sad about people that think they want to be where I am. But it's not. It's not a roll. It's a roller coaster. It's not. It's not a merry ride. It really isn't, because you might say, "Oh yeah, don't, not a problem, get over it." But when you have something coming at you for the rest of your life, as well as the medication and the doctors you have to see, when you have that constant trickle of people that will always just go there, it's not right. You've got to deal with that. Don't think it's a bed of roses, because it ain't. But I know that being just a standard man or woman is not a bunch of roses either. I get that. I'm just trying to blend in. I suppose the way you've got to look at it, right? If you've got someone on the streets, right, protesting with a big rainbow flag, LGBT community, blah 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 blah, right? Like me, I'm happy being a trans woman. I'm happy being a trans woman. Most people accept me on here, right? I don't make no waves or nothing, right? So why, if you're genuine, 100% genuine, and you don't actually want to cause any rift with anyone, why are you going on the street with rubber bands around your body, straps and collars and stuff, trying to say, you've got to accept me, right? You've got to accept me because look at me, I'm lovely. I was this, but now I'm this, and I look really lovely, right? Why do you think that people should accept you when you look like an absolute cunt, right? And you're trying to just change the way people think, because even though I'm a trans woman, I still try and fit into the community. I try and fit in as a woman, and I try and respect men. Obviously, if someone attacks me, I'm going to attack them back because I've got that in me. But but I try and fit in. I don't try and stand on a platform and tell everyone you must take notice of me. And they're the cunts that really fuck it up for genuine people. You're fucking disgusting. You're fucking what use cunts who scream like little bitches need to do is go and suck back on your mama's tit and start from scratch and learn how to grow up like a fucking adult. That's what you need to do, because cunts like you are abusing my community, and my community is part of the whole community that's trying to fit in and get on, and not just stick a fucking label on everyone saying, don't you look at me like this. It's like a Nazi thing going on with, it's like the pedos and the fucking LGBT. It's like a fucking Nazi thing that wants everyone to just listen to them and just say, oh yeah, you're so fucking correct. Piss off and live your life and rattle your mouth off in your own little cave, because we don't want to hear it anymore. Fucking bored of it. You embarrass me for me to be me. That's what you're doing. You're making me feel embarrassed to be me because you're trying to stick up for something that is not out there. You're pathetic. That's what I say. Fucking pathetic. Fucking trans community, gay community, lesbian community. We're all one community and we're all trying to fit in. Long as we're not harming others, fucking stop digging at everybody. And then everybody might stop digging back. What is this song now? I just picked a record. 1974. A walking miracle. Do you remember that? It's a walking miracle. Oh, what is that? Leamy and Family Cooking. Is that really a band's name? Limmin and Family Cooking. Oh, we'll just put it on. Limit that, but I like this song. It's a walking miracle. Yeah, I think we should just destroy the LGBT community fucking flag and all the woke people and just try and start again, because whoa, this level's too high for me. I want to creep into your closet. I don't want to just jump out there and tell you what to do. Wear me. Look at me, I'm fabulous. I've just dropped out your wardrobe. Ow! I'm talking about my baby. And I love him. He's a walking miracle. He's a walking miracle. You don't see sunshine come pouring out of space. Just to be part of the flowers on my face. Oh, that's my baby. I'm talking about my baby, and I love him. He's a walking miracle. He's a walking miracle. And you should see the cherry blue flip, oh yeah. When the victim sees the taste on his lips, oh yeah. And I know how happy his clothes will be. But that's how I feel when it comes to me. Did you ever see loving that really rings a bell? I'm goofy and crazy like a Romeo and Sylvia. That's my baby. I'm talking about my baby, and I love him. He's a walking miracle. He's a walking miracle. And you should see the cherry blue flip, oh yeah. When I pick to be the taste on his lips, oh yeah. And I know how happy his clothes must be. But that's how I feel when he talks to me. Did you ever see loving that really rings a bell?
being crazy like a Romeo and Saba. That's my baby, talking about my baby, and I love him. He's a walking miracle. He's a walking miracle. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, my baby. Yeah, 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 yeah,
What a miracle. Cool. Do you know what? I don't know if I feel like the need to say this, right? But I feel that I should give everybody the right to come on out and give their opinion about the transgender community, and they're going to be completely exempt of their opinion because I will take all the backlash, if there is any backlash, from it, because I've encouraged people to come on here and speak out what they think. If you want to come on here under a different name, I'm not going to expose it or nothing. I don't care. What I care about is what people think about how the trans community is moving towards the young community. Because I don't ever remember the trans community being about kids catching it when they're young. I always believed that it was about people discovering themselves as they went through life, and then they had the courage to talk out about it as they got older. Not, oh, mummy, I know I'm only 3, but oh, I think I'm a girl. I know I got a willy, but I think I'm a girl. And then that somehow going all the way from there to actually doing that. Because I mean, when I come out, I mean, I don't even know if it was coming out, because I was so old when I just felt like it's like my view, right, is like, I know. Right, I've said this before. I know I was born a biological man, okay? A little baby boy with a willy, right? I know that. But in my mind, I feel that I I am more content, or I really don't know how to explain it. It's not, I wasn't born with this shit, right? I just feel so uncomfortable as a man that I was a lot more successful in my mind as a woman. And it just resonated with me so much that I had to go with that. Because, like, it's like, say you like something and you really want that something, you see it in your grasp that you can get that, you go for that, don't you? And that's how I felt when I transitioned. I didn't I didn't turn round to any of my, whatever you call them. What are they? These people that come and talk to you for half an hour that change your life. What are they? Consultants, specialists? What the fuck are they? I knew in my mind who I wanted to be, but did that person in their mind know that I wanted to be like that? Just like when they talk to a child, how do they actually know, really, in their heart of heart, that that child believes that it's a girl instead of a boy, or a boy instead of a girl? I had little moments like that when I was in my childhood, but they just flitted away. They flitted away. But I always believed, but my transitioning was because I was abused when I was younger, and I just hated men. And that's kind of what I feel twisted me. But I've been told different. I've been told it wasn't because I was abused. Okay, I accepted that, but then I have to question, why would someone that, let me turn it off, why would someone with such a profession say to me, when it's so easy to say to me, do you know what, you're correct, let's move along. And then later on they could say, well, they told me this is why I believe that. But they told me that when I was abused when I was younger, which is what I've always felt, that's why I'm trans. They told me that is not the reason. But the funny thing is, I was never really told the reason why I'm trans. But yeah, I believed that was the trigger that set me off, because I didn't want to have nothing to do with men. And because I kept that a secret for over 40 years, I think that's festered into me just, you know what? It's all right being a woman. I'm more comfortable being a woman. But unfortunately for me, it come before the transgender epidemic, but it was only 6 months before the transgender epidemic. So when people look at me, they look at me and they think, "Oh, it's another one." But I'm on the other end of the scale. I am not a young kid that can be influenced and stuff like that. Yeah, I kind of I kind of went along with, okay, I'm not trans because I was abused because I was a kid and I don't like men, which is what I thought all my life. But they never told me why. But I'm listen, at the end of the day, I'm not going to blame them because I've gone through every hoop perfectly to suit where I am now. So I can't criticize this organization. But what I will say is I can't criticize the surgeons, which I've had an argument with my friend earlier. I can't criticize the surgeons because the surgeon is like someone in the military. You get given an order. It's not an order, but like if you're given a job, oh, um, can you go and erect that building, but make sure it's got a penthouse on the top? You can't turn around and say, well, look, I, I, I'm going to be honest with you. I can do this and do that, and I can even do the penthouse. But the first 3 floors are going to be a problem. Oh, something stupid. Do you know what I mean? You got to make your own mind up about what you hear in your little ears. Did I say hello, Marco? Marco John. 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 Oh, I thought it John. Yeah, John. Marco John. I said hello, Danny West. Still said, yeah. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, right, my transitioning, I find really simple, right? Because I go out there in the real world and I mean real peel. I mean, the worst of the food, right? I get so many men look at me. I've got all funny looks on their face, right? All like, but like, there's that's another issue we can cover later if you want to, about the way men look at me and why they look at me like that. But like I get these men that look at me how they look at me, like some with disgust or whatever, but you notice it a lot. But I don't take no notice of it. But because I race bikes, I've got a great peripheral. So I see everyone that looks at me dodgy, even though I don't acknowledge it. Right? But out there on the streets and in the real world, most people treat me really kindly, just like I'm well mannered, where if I see someone walking down the road with a bag and the path is short, I'll move out the way. I mean, I'd probably offer to carry their bag home for them, but like that's over the top. I have done that before, but like with old people. But like I'd move out the way and let them walk through. I'm really courteous and I've got good manners around people. So to me, people treat me the same there. I don't know why it changes when I'm in a big supermarket. I really don't know why that changes. But out on the street, most people treat me just as a normal person. We all move along with our lives. They don't have to know nothing about me. I don't have to. Long as they know I'm polite and courteous and I know they're well mannered, that's good enough. And that cost nothing. But yet some people were out there would go, well, I wouldn't do that. Who did they think that? Listen, that cost nothing. You don't even have to eat to do that shit. You don't have to work. Just be courteous to other people, and that's where we've got the problem, because when you don't deal with things at a tiny level like that, that's when everything escalates, and that's when everything divides, and everyone starts having opinions. Because at the end of the day, if I'm walking down the road and Joe Bloggs is walking up the road, right, and he's doing the most disgusting thing at home behind his door with someone that consents and loves it, with me, or fuck all to do with you. Yeah? This is where it's all gone wrong. We've got as nosy as fuck. The system has made us spy on each and every one of us so that they can cut back on everything and we're doing their job. Do you know what? I couldn't even go into a fucking car park and park into a family spot, which was well away from the store, but I could see my car. I had my dog in my car. This stupid fat cunt walked past with his wife and his child, and he went, what do you think you're doing parking there? That's for fucking family cars. This car park was huge. And I said, why don't you fuck off and just keep policing for the government? This is what we've done to each other. We police for the system, so the system can it. Eh? What do you think about that? Because you've always got some busybody going, yeah, I get there have to be vigilant people out there, because there has been a lot of cases where people have seen kids where they're completely deprived. And it's funny how they kind of report these sort of things 20 years after it's happened. So that kid's had 20 years of misery, and then someone decides to report it. So you got to think about that side of shit as well. Why has it took so long for you to say, well, I see him every week coming out of there for years, and they look really deprived. They're not allowed to talk to anyone. Yeah. If you're going to be vigilant, do it properly. Yeah. Do you know what? We can't knock men, right? Because, like, no matter what anyone says, right, men have, like, this might not sound great how I'm saying it, but if we broke it down, it would be brilliant. Men have created this world that we live in, right? It's like men go, oh, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have this. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have this. But when you look at the whole thing, and then you say, man created this world we live in, that's when you have to start looking at the finer details, because men have created most of the shit that we enjoy on this planet, right? Which I enjoy, which I will forever be grateful for, because I was a man and I put thousands of roofs on houses. I wired up thousands of houses. I've bricked thousands of doors. I've done thousands of shit like that, right? So I've been in that world. But men have created this world, right, which men brag about a lot. But when you look at it as a whole, that don't sound good, does it? But when you break it down and you think of all the stuff that men have invented, it's been absolutely mega. It's been mind blowing. But the brains that we've got have took every single thing that's been invented and shown to us. We took everything and abused it to the limit. And we're going to do that with AI, where AI have been knocking on our fucking doors and dragging it out of us because we I don't know, chucked a fag butt on the road 3 months ago in some other town. That's the level we're going to get to if we don't fucking start standing up and fighting instead of wondering if, well, not wondering, but fighting about if I'm genuine or not, because my true colours will come out eventually, just like everyone else's. Your true colours show eventually. I always say you never know anyone, and a lot of people have come back to me and said this to me before about how right I am. I've always said you never know anyone until you've known them for 2 years. Known someone for 2 years, you can make a good judgment on them, because everything comes out. They don't have to say everything, but when 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 you get a story and you can read between the lines, a person's like. I mean, I've got a pretty good idea of what people think of me on here, because and I've been on here what 6-7 years talking shit. I've got a pretty good idea of what people think of me. I'm just entertainment. Sometimes I have good points, but sometimes you lot take me as a bit of a joke, and you like the fiery side of me. But yeah, I'm not. I know I'm not taken that serious, because if I was being taken that serious, I'd be up in the thousands or millions of subscribers. I'm just one of them little people that spurts their little views, but there's plenty of people out there that just want to grab on that and go rah 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 rah. But whatever, whatever. I wake up every day. I'm just glad every day I wake up and I can hear my dog breathing. That's all I need. My dog's getting old now, and I know she's near the end of her life. So every day I wake up and I hear her breathing, just like when I had my first child. Every morning I woke up and I could hear my child breathing. I was just like, that's the relief of the day, because with all the cot deaths, like I've been through so many like scenarios. I'm not 62 and not experienced nothing. And like when you had all them cot deaths and all that, and like I had a child through that, and we had the cot in our bed, like in our bedroom for a long time. And then we braved it because we had a 3-bedroom flat or a 2-bedroom, I can't remember. Like we wanted to put the child in their own bedroom as soon as we could before like they get into your bed and all that crap. But we was just so paranoid about that stuff. And every day I woke up then and I heard my child breathing. That's all I wanted out of that day and the next day and the next day. And that's all I want now. I just want to hear my dog breathe first thing in the morning, and then I know I'm going to have a good day. All this shit is like, yeah, but what I don't like is when people don't really research, because I don't research a lot, but when people don't research and they just think the whole trans community is one, it's not. It's like everything. There's a yin and a yang. There's a yin and a yang to the trans community, and there's a side of the trans community that I can't fucking stand, that's actually wrecking the genuine side of the trans community. And it's wrecking it because people come in, they have their little snapshot moments on YouTube, and they think, oh, right, this is hot news now, bro. But like, my concern about anything in this world is making sure that the schools are run properly to teach the kids, and we keep the fucking abusers away from the kids. All the adults can go and fuck themselves, or they can go and do what they fucking want. They can live their life as content as they like, but leave the innocent children alone, because they're innocent, they're learning, and they don't want to learn the fucking shit that twisted people. See, I can't class myself as a twisted person because I'm really focused on where I've come from and where I am. But these twisted cunts that do shit to get something else out of it, it's just fucking wrong, and they need to be destroyed. They really do. Men can't be better, Marco. Men are perfect. They're perfect. And so are women. Do you know what? That's the whole problem. Men are perfect and women are perfect. But when you break men and women down, no one's perfect in their own right. Just men are perfect and women are perfect. When you get people like me that are born men and wannabe women, I don't want to cause no harm to anyone. I just want to fit into that community and move on and learn from that community. I don't want to become trans and then men don't like me because, like, there's two sides of that. You get men that are disgusted, that they fancy her, and men are just disgusted in you in general. Like, obviously there's men that don't care either way or other, but there's men that are disgusted in you, and there's men that ain't disgusted with it. So there's always two sides to everything. Do you know what I mean? But like, people get so latched onto other people's lives that it's damaging. Like, if I'm not coming in here and I'm not undressing and showing you my new vagina and my new boobs and all that, right? And I'm just acting like a normal girl, why the fuck should people attack me? It's only what's in their fucking minds that make them attack me. It's not what I'm thinking and what's in my mind. It's what's in their mind that makes them react so they react. But this whole trans thing's just got to calm down, and I don't think anyone under 25 should have be able to. No, you can have an opinion at 13 or whatever. You could say all this, but I don't think any action in the serious side of life should take part until you're 25. I really don't. Even the testosterone blockers, I completely disagree with. Absolutely disagree with completely. It's wrong that you give children testosterone blockers. It's fucking wrong and disgusting, because even if they decide they don't want to be the person they thought they wanted to be, you've already fucked their head up and their body. You fucked it up. You fucked it up. I'd rather someone live a life feeling how they wanted to feel than missing that opportunity to take them that medication at that young age that changes them for the rest of their life. How would you, all you young kids, right? How the fuck would you feel like how you're feeling now? How the fuck would you feel thinking, oh, I need to take the testosterone blockers because I feel like a man, and then you wake up 2-3 years later and you're becoming into your womanhood now. You wanna the most precious thing in a woman's life is having a child, right? Now you're coming to that stage, but you fucked it up because you thought you was a boy in a girl's body. You fucked your whole life up because you've listened to someone else. That's what you've got to think of, you young kids. Don't matter how strong your feelings are, don't fuck it up through that one silly choice. You wait. You cry and you scream all the way, but it's better to wait and be late than take that medication and get it wrong, because you can't correct that, but you can live as a transgender woman when you're older and regret them little bits, because that's not that important. Getting it right is what is important. I feel so sorry for the young kids these days. I really do. I'm gutted for them. I'd love to talk to them, but you can't, because the way the world is now, it's like, oh, hang on, you found an angle. You know what I mean? You found an angle. We got another record now. Yeah. You got to be the weird thing is, right? You got to be a certain type of person to be able to talk to children. I mean, in my real life, I talk to kids all the time. They love me. I like, you know what I mean? I get on really well with kids. But like on here, trying to talk to children as an adult, there's always every other agenda has to be covered before. Oh, yeah, they're quite genuine. Yeah. But I plead to every child that feels that they need to transition, just wait, because I guarantee you 80% of the time you're going to be wrong. And that's a high figure to live with for the rest of your life. I guarantee that 80%. I come to it from a different angle. So I was lucky. Not lucky. I mean, like, there's nothing lucky about changing your transition and being dissected and all that. There's nothing lucky about that. But I'm in a privileged position where I've jumped through so many hoops and turned out, wow, how the fuck have I ended up in the right place? Because I don't think I'll ever change my view on me and how I feel. But I just feel so sorry for the people out there that have to make these decisions, because I know what the decision will be. My decision will be, the law is you cannot do anything until you're 25. You can think it at 13, you can think it at 18, but you cannot take that most important decision until you're 25. That's what I would do. Honestly, that's what I would do. I would sacrifice to save. Yeah, that's what I would do. How's everyone doing anyway? I've been fucking rambling on about shit, haven't I? Well, not shit, but like that's just my opinion, I suppose. But like, people are just making this trans so more important than it is, and it ain't. It's just like a little flick off of the gay or a little flick off the lesbian thing. It's not this massive thing where you so when do you know what the 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 worst thing I think people can do is come on here and go, if you think I'm going to do this and you think I can do that, because to me that gives volume to the people. Do you get what I mean? I would rather just ignore it all. Ignore it all. Even though I can't, when I come on here and I try and put people's opinions into brackets, and like most people, just it runs off my back. Even though at that time it hurts, right? This is what I like about my mind, right? Even though me and you can have a big row, right? I can come back in another chat and forget all about that, right? I can forget who you was and I can forget that row. But there's certain people be ungrained from that evil side of what they've done on YouTube. But most people, there's about what do you think I've been on here like 7 years arguing or whatever, communicating? Out of that 7 years, I've got 3 or 4 really bad people that I can't stand on here. Other people just like, yeah, whatever, fuck me off, and other people kind of agree with me because like I really disagree with the way the whole shit's going, but I'm not intelligent enough to give answers to the world. All I know is that the trans community, just before it went epidemic, to me was a really mild kind of, and I kind of got the end of that, which I'm glad of because I like to always experience different things. Like when when I used to do diving, I used to go, I used to do scuba diving when you had to write everything down on a chart, plan your dive your plan, and all that shit. And then computers come out. So I had the old school and then I had the new school. And then I really tested my diving when I was on the digital side because I actually dived to 60 meters on it. Knew like the points where to just in and out, whatever, clock it on my digital dive watch, back up, what. But I mastered that. But do you know what? I get so into things that I forget what I'm talking about. Oh. If anyone could remind me. But it was about yin and yang, really, wasn't it? Yeah. I ain't no master of shit, and I'm not rich. But what I have noticed about my life is I've had a bit of everything that I've actually loved. Like, I'm talking about special relationships, I'm talking about children, I'm talking about a bit of everything. And I'm only 62. And now, I mean, maybe this transition in this part of that, like in my agenda that I don't know about. Maybe it is because I've done so much stuff. I feel so blessed. I really do. But I just feel like I need to. Well, I don't think I'm the right person, uh, and I've seen people on here speak up for the kids and this trans movement, and I don't think they're the right that I think needs to come on here, like a pretty trans. That's the sort of person I feel that needs to talk to these young kids, because what we need to see here, I think, is someone that regrets doing what they've done and looks pretty as a woman. I think that would etch in the young kid's mind and put them back on the track where they need to be. Not someone like me that looks like someone that is trying to transition and fit in, because I know I never will. But I just hope people just give me that little edge, you know, because I am trying. You know, I'm not like out there trying to, I don't know, because you hear so much shit on YouTube, don't you? These weirdos, well, whatever. Well, you know what I'm saying, don't you? I don't even want to say it because it embarrasses me to think that I'm talking about people that are like me. It embarrasses me to fuck. It really does. Right, give me 2 secs. Right, hang on, let me put a record on. I put a record on. Oh god, do you know I've pulled a muscle in my back, and like every time I move a certain way, my back fucking really stitches me up. Right, yeah, I'm gonna put this record on, and I need to go and find my adapter for my laptop because it's really low on power. I know where it is. I just thought I'd give you a bit of this.
Here we are, two together, taking this crazy chance to be alone. We both know that we should not be together, 'cause if we found out, it could mess up both our happy homes. I hate to think about us falling up together. As soon as I look at you, it show on my face. Yeah. Let me know that we can love each other. We can let know. No, no, no. We can't be betrayed. Secret lovers. That's who we are. We shouldn't be together. We can't let go. No, no. 'Cause we love each other so. Secret lovers. That's who we are. We shouldn't be together. We can't let go. No, no, 'cause we love each other so. You and me, are we there? Is this true? Or do we care? In our minds, all of the time, we're both getting nervous 'cause it's way after night. Even though we hate it, we know it's time that we go. We gotta be careful so that no one will know. Secret lovers, that's who we are. We can't let go. No, no, we love each other so. Secret lovers, that's who we are. We shouldn't be together. We can't let go. No, no, 'cause we love each other so. Secret lovers, that's who we are.
Mark, I just read that. That's funny. That is true, though. Yeah. Do you know what the funny thing is though? It's like when I went to my doctor and I goes, look, I think I've got a problem, blah blah. I ain't gonna tell the whole fucking shit story about like how I went to the doctor, but it was so easy. It was so easy. Just saying them words got me an appointment with the transgender clinic because the doctor just passed me on. It's nothing to do with the doctor, GRC clinic. It's like as soon as I said something to the doctor, I was referred and bosh, done. I was like, wow, why don't the doctor talk to me about how I feel and stuff like that? It was like, bang, here is an appointment with the GRC clinic. It's like, wow, has he found another candidate? I don't know. How does that work? Where is everyone tonight anyway? Do you know what? It really annoys me, right? Because I come online, right? And then I'm like, I think, oh, who's online? Because I like to go into a chat. So just people chat generally, right? And then I'll either get an arsehole chat that's absolutely fucking arguing about something, right? A really petty thing that don't mean shit in the world, right? And then I think, oh, this is boring. I'm going to have to do more lives because I've noticed the more people do lives, the more they get people coming on. And then I shit reception. No one joins the fucking channel. Do you know what I mean? It's like it gets fucking boring. You actually want to hang around with people that have got issues about life with everyone on YouTube, or do you want to come on and talk, have a conversation with someone that don't really give a fuck about people on YouTube? I want to talk about life or move on at least, or talk about real things in life. But no, we've all got to fucking argue and talk shit about people we don't even fucking know. And then that's entertainment. And then that gets you subs. It's like you can't fucking win. 1 minute you don't come on YouTube because you don't want to be fucking attacked. And then you come on YouTube because you're bored and you want to see a bit of entertainment. You try and start up a group and it doesn't work unless you're raring with everyone. What the fuck is wrong with you, YouTube? Is it really that fucking shallow that you're only going to make it on here if you've actually spent thousands on an education and you want to pass it on for nothing? Or you just want to listen to some babbling fucking cunt raring about someone else that obviously was misunderstood somewhere along the line? Because that's what it seems like to me. So I'll come on here and I'll try and make it work. I want to find something that makes it work for people on here so that I can have people can just come on here, fucking listen and pop off and think, ruh. You even want to be part of this or you fucking don't. It gets a bit fucking boring talking on your own all fucking night. How fucking shallow are people when they only want to get into interact with people when there's a fucking big rag going on? So I'm gonna just go because this fucking bullshit don't make sense. All I want to do is make friends and have a chat with people. I want to have an open panel so people can come on and chat to me. But because there's no one I want to fucking slag off, and there's no one that you lot fucking want to slag off that I know, you're not fucking interested in coming on. So, I bid you a good night, and I love you all. And get the fuck out of YouTube because it's not doing you any good. Certainly ain't helping me. Bye bye.